Hello guys, this is Bhushan. I'm a student of IIT Delhi and today I'm going to teach you data frame and its operations. So let us start with a video. Okay, now we will start with the definition of data frame. What actually is a data frame? So data frame is a two-dimensional size mutable, that is its size can change, potentially heterogeneous, that is various types of data can be stored in it like numeric characters etc. Tabular data structure with labeled accesses which are rows and columns, or in simple words a data frame is two-dimensional data structure, that is data is aligned in a tabular fashion in rows and columns. Data frame is nothing but a tabular representation of data. I hope this definition is clear to you all. Now, the data frame consists of three main components, that is data, rows, columns. A column is a vertical block. In the example, you can see it is named as name, team, etc. And rows are the horizontal block. In the example, you can see the block is named as 0, 1, 2, and there are even indices assigned to this rows which generally start from 0, and data is the information that is filled in this block. So this is what a typical data frame looks like. All right, now let us discuss the characteristics of a data frame. The column name should be non-empty. Like in the last table, we saw that the name team was the name of the columns. They should be non-empty. They should not be empty because every column must represent something. Next, the row's name should be unique. Next, the data stored in a data frame can be numeric, factor, or character type. We also discussed this in the definition itself. Data can be of any form. Next, each column should contain same number of data items. To maintain the uniformity of the data frame, we must contain the same number of data items. Okay, now let us take a look at operations of a data frame. The operations of a data frame are the following that are represented on the screen. I'll read them for you. How to create the pandas data frame, how to select an index or column from a data frame, how to add an index, row or column to a data frame, how to delete indices, rows or columns from a data frame, how to rename the columns or indices of a data frame, how to format the data in your data frame, how to create an empty data frame. Does pandas recognize data when importing data? How to iterate over a data frame? How to write a data frame to a file? Alright, now let us take a look at the first operation of a data frame, that is creating a data frame. While creating a data frame, we should keep in mind the characteristics of a data frame so that when we create a data frame, the data frame should be valid. Obviously, making your data frame is your first step in almost anything that you want to do when it comes to data munching in Python. Sometimes you will want to start from scratch, but you can also convert other data structures such as lists or numpy arrays to pandas data frames. In this section, you will only cover the latter. Alright, now pay attention. Among the many things that can serve as an input to make a data frame, a numpy array, a nd array is one of them. To make a data frame from a numpy array, you can just pass it to the data frame function in the data argument. Now pay attention to the code. Above selects elements from the numpy array to construct the data frame. You first select the values that are contained in the list that start with row 1 and row 2. Then you select the index or row number, row 1 and row 2, and then column names column 1 and column 2. Next, you will also see that you printed out a small section of data. This works the same as subsetting 2D numpy arrays. You first indicate the array that you want to look in for your data, then the column. Don't forget that the indices start at 0 for data. In example above, you go and look in the rows at index 1 to end, and you select all elements that come after index 1. As a result, you end up selecting 1, 2, 3 and 4. This approach to making data frames will be the same for all the structures that data frame can take on as input. Now, in the first line of code, we represent data is equal to np array, and we pass column 1 and column 2, and we also pass the data along with row 1 and row 2, and then we print the data and the output is shown on the right figure. Now let us look at how to select an index or column from pandas data frame. Alright. Now before you start with adding, deleting and renaming the components of your data frame, you first need to know how can you select these elements. So how do you do this? Even though you might still remember how to do it from the previous section, selecting an index, column or value from your data frame isn't that hard. Quite the contrary, it's similar to what you say in other languages or packages that are used for data analysis. If you aren't convinced, consider the following. In R, you use bracket, comma, the notation to access the data frame's values. Now let us say you have a data frame like this one, and you all want to access the value that is at index 0 in column A. Various options exist to get your value 1 back. The most important ones to remember are, without a doubt, .log and .ilog. The subtle difference between these two will be discussed in the next sections. Enough for now about selecting values from your data frame. What about selecting rows and columns? In that case, you would use, for now it's enough to know that you can either access the values by calling them by their label or by their position in index or column. If you don't see this, look again at the slight difference in the commands. One time you see 0, 0 and other time you see 0a to retrieve your value 1. Now let us take a look at the code. Second line says print df.ilog. I think this code will be discussed in the further sections, so you will be clearly understanding what this code is actually in the further section. So let us skip it for now. Okay, now let us look at, now that you have learned how to select a value from your data frame, it's time to get real and work and add an index row or column to it. Now how to add an index row or column to a pandas data frame? So first, let us discuss about adding an index to a data frame. When you create a data frame, you have the option to add input to the index argument to make sure that you have the index that you desire. When you do not specify this, your data frame will have by default a numerically valued index that starts with 0 and continues until the last row of your data frame. Even when your index is specified for you automatically, you still have the power to reuse one of your columns and make it your index. You can easily do this by calling setIndex on your data frame. The code is given in the next slide with its solution. Right? SetIndex is the function that we are gonna use in adding an index to our data frame. And you can see the output of the code that is printed to the left. Now before we start anything, it's good idea to grasp the concept of log and how it differs from other indexing attributes such as ilog and ix. After we execute the first line of code, the following table will be formed. Now we skipped the part of log and ilog in the previous part, so I will discuss the log and ilog clearly in here. Alright, now log works on labels for your index. This means that if you give in log2, you look for the values of your data frame that have an index labeled 2. So it will show the column of index 2 which was given by the user. ilog works on the position in your index. This means that if you give in ilog2, you look for the values of your data frame that are in at the index 2, so it will show the column of index 2 assigned by default. And ix is more complex case. When the index is integer based, you pass a label to ix2, then means that you are looking in your data frame for values that have an index label 2. This is just like ilog. However, if your index is not solely integer based, ix will work with positions just like ilog. And further, you can select the empty rows and add rows in it. Right, now let's take a look at the code. Now, after we execute the first line of the code, the following table will be generated, and you must look on. This is the code, and that was the table in the previous slide. Now, after first line of code, that table will be generated. Now, the fourth line of code says df.log2. df.log2. Log2 means the index the index 2 that is set by us will be accessed, and so the column that will be represented is 1 2 3. All right, now I log 2 will be the index that is by default setted will be accessed, and the column that will be represented is 7 8 9. And similarly for ix, it is similarly for ix, the index represented at 2 by the default will be executed, and 7 8 9 column will be represented. Alright, now let us see on adding a column to your data frame. In some cases, you want to make your index part of your data frame. You can easily do this by taking a column from your data frame, or by referring to a column that you haven't made yet and assigning it to the index property, just like this. In other words, you can tell your data frame that it should take a column A as it indexes. However, if you want to append columns to your data frame, you could also follow the same approach as when you would add an index to your data frame. You use log or ilog. In this case, you add a series to an existing data frame with the help of lock. Alright. Now, let us take a look at deleting an index from your data frame. If you want to remove the index from your data frame, you should reconsider, because data frame and series always have an index. However, what you can do is resetting the index of your data frame. Go back to previous section to see how it was done, or remove the index name if there is any by executing df.indexName, delete df.indexName, that is a function. Alright, now remove duplicate index values by resetting the index, dropping the duplicates of the index column that has been added to your data frame, and reinstalling installating the duplicate less column again as the index. And lastly, remove an index with it a row. This is elaborated further on this tutorial. Let us take a look on the code. Now, first line will generate an array or a data frame or a tabular form. Alright, and for fifth line, what does the fifth line do? The algorithm that was mentioned in the previous slide and this slide will be executed by the fifth line. Alright, we drop the duplicates and we remove an index with it the row. Alright, now deleting a column. To get rid of a column or a section of columns from a data frame, you can use the drop method. So we have seen in deleting a row also that we use a drop method, and in deleting also a column we use a drop method. So whenever you want to remove a column or a row, we use a drop method. Alright, now fifth line explains you how does the drop method work. df.drop a is the column with label which we want to drop, and axis is equal to 1. That is we tell him where it should start from, and and in the 8th line of the code we see that df.drop df.columns1, drop the columns at position 1. All right. Now let's take a look at removing a row from your data frame. You can remove duplicates rows from your data frame by executing df.drop duplicates. We have also seen this in deleting an index. You can also remove rows from your data frame taking into account only the duplicate values that exist in one column. Let's take a look at the code. The 5th line says df.drop df.index1. All right, and you can see it in the code letter that the column with label 1 has been dropped down, or it has been removed. Sorry, row has been dropped down. All right, now to give how to rename the index or columns of a pandas data frame. To give the columns or your index values of your data frame a different value, it's best to use the dot rename method. But let's take a look at the code. The 5th line says that new calls, we define the name of our columns, and then in the 12th line we use the rename function, and column is equal to new calls in place is equal to true. Use rename function to rename your calls. All right, now 5th line df dot rename index is equal to 1a, and we rename our index with the rename function again. So whatever you want to rename the index or the column, we use rename method.